Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Godhood. It has been just a terrible time. I've been having a real rough go with things lately in a whole bunch of ways, and then I posted about this in the community tab on the channel, but I don't know if that's obvious to non-subscribers. I think subscribers get a notification. If you're not a subscriber, let me know in the comments below if it's obvious to you when I post in the community tab, or if I should, I don't know what else I could have done in this situation to let people know what's up, because the problem was that the power was out for 4 days. We had a storm with 70-mile-per-hour winds, apparently, according to the news. That's how fast they were. And they knocked a tree over onto the power lines behind the house. So no power for 4 days. And then today, when I woke up, and the power's on and everything's working, I'm like, hooray, I'm going to get to record. One of my monitors is dead. So I have no preview. I'm having to play on what used to be my preview monitor, and I have no ability to see the recording software while playing the full screen game. So fingers crossed that everything is working properly and does not fail at any point during the recording. Anyway, the video game. So I was looking at this, and I kind of think this is our best option for finishing off the last folklore sacrament. This pretty much relies on Ansi jumping in front of some of these swift judgment attacks, because they're guaranteed to take 3 moves on the first turn, or before the first turn, as are we. Right, we get our Rend Raid, and we get our Wild Envoy, and we get our Swift Judgment. But their stuff seems to happen first, and they can kill us before any of our things go off. So we just kind of have to hope. We've seen Ansi leap in front of attacks and evade them in the past, because Ansi has some ridiculous amount of evasion chance. Yeah, 106. Is the odds to jump in front of an ally listed here, actually? Physical damage blocked. It doesn't actually tell us what the odds are that they will leap in front of an enemy's attack. At 15 health, it's not... I think it's not guaranteed, certainly. I'm a little leery here. Nay would be the obvious choice here if it wasn't the case that Nay takes bonus damage from Rainmaker and then also doesn't really have the follow-up that we need. Life strikes for 16 are not going to do the job. We need some of this stuff, some of this, I hit him for 50 kind of stuff. I think this is what we're going to have to do, but before we do the sacrament, let us go back to the city and assign some people to some basic work. Mostly, let's assign some people to proselytization. Proselytizing? Whatever. Let's assign some people to whatever. Alright, you're good, right? 2 days. 2 days you're good. Whatever, let's throw you in the fire as well, is what I was going to say. You know what, we're probably replacing Ratu tomorrow. Whatever, doesn't matter. At this point, the individual actions of our people don't matter that much because of how good we are on resources. So, Abbey has been talking about the next thing. This is the wrong sacrament. Here we go. Abbey has been talking about the next thing, the next update, and it looks cool. Looks like they have taken some of the concerns that we've already had and begun to address them. I mean, if a game releases in early access, you know you're playing it before the design is finished, so you have to accept that the design is probably not finished, right? The only one thing we could do here, I suppose, is play Ehekatl in place of CPAC, which still allows us to get Rend Raid, which still allows us to potentially trigger Bloodbath. All 5 of Ehekatl's abilities are marked as violent, and Ehekatl has more strength, or more health. But I guess the question is, do we want somebody to jump in front of the enemies and actually take the damage? We don't really, right? I want Ansi jumping in front of people and getting evades. I think we're going to try it like this. I shouldn't be allowed to try it like this, but this is how we're going to do it. Alright, fingers crossed, everybody. We are definitely, on the die roll here. It's pretty much going to have to be, some early evades. Come on. Jump in front? Nope. Jump in front? Nope. Okay, well, that's the end of that then. I mean, we knew it was a chance. Oh hey, the game crashed. Great. Great, listen. Let nobody tell you that your old buddy SB does anything halfway. If I'm gonna have a bad time, I'm gonna have a bad time thoroughly and consistently. It's been a hell of a couple of months, everybody. Okay, we're coming, we're coming. Let's just load us back in here. Okay. Alright, well, it restarted the sacrament. Okay, so hey, we figured out a way to kind of cheat the RNG if you can get your game to crash at exactly that moment. Looks like the seed might be exactly the same, though. I think those are the same damage values over again. So yeah, like... that battle's just not beatable if you don't have somebody to reliably intercept and negate a huge portion of that damage. What you really want there, I would like not beatable, but not consistently beatable. If you don't want to be reliant on luck, you just need a person with high health who is of a devotion class. You want like a smite sword with high health, probably. Do I have to do this right now? Maybe we could just wait on this? Because we're not close to the age problem on anybody, right? CPAC's getting there. And the loss of CPAC would be devastating. CPAC's incredibly powerful. What I'm thinking is maybe we don't click this button just yet, right? And just let it wait until we have the last folklore, which we can attempt in one day. How else would we do it? Like, what's the other move? We use a Hecatl instead of CPAC and hope that we just get the... block? Guess so? If we use Nay would absorb some of the damage, but Nay would lower our damage potential by so much. Like, realistically, we have to kill them during the first turn, right? We have to go first, and we have to kill them between our pre-battle actions and our first turn actions, because even with somebody like Nay walling their attacks, we can't endure a second round of critical claws. It might just not be doable, honestly. Like, without a built-up smite sword. I mean, our smite sword does actually have pretty high health. No, sorry, smite sword would be really bad. What you need is a reaper. A reaper? An executioner. An executioner with high health. I was gonna say, like, well, hold on a second. If that's true, why didn't we try that? But that's because it's not true. So, I'm just gonna go ahead and call in the people then, because I think the only way we're gonna win that battle is by retiring Maratu and getting someone new to be the executioner. So let's just go ahead and do that. That's a real bummer, man. Okay. Come on, I noticed that most of these cards are white quality, so that's not encouraging. That said, white quality disciples at this point, way better than even green quality disciples from earlier. But the bloodline of Maratu has offered us Parrot Totem, Charisma and Cunning, chance to follow up Divine Ability. Not really an appropriate totem for the thing that we want to do. Passives. Very good. Really? Don't you just have the same passives as everybody else, but also Bloodline of the Prophet? Yes, that's absolutely what you have. That's a real shame. What we wanted here was a totem that has health and or might increases. Alright, well, you gotta get retired. You've declined so much at this point. The way that message is worded really sucks, though. Like, send them to the Outer Wilds. Are you sure you want them to suffer forever? So, like, the blue or green sort of color quality here just influences the totem. It doesn't change the starting stats in any other way. And I mean, the cunning being high, free cunning gains is a good thing. But is it good enough? I don't think so, right? I think I would prefer to have... Let's see, what's your deal? Cat totem is cunning and knack for nature. We have a lot of people of the crow totem. So Ezel of the pig totem at least has health. Knack for life is really unfortunate. Yeah, that was just a really bad crop of dudes. Like, really bad. So the question is, do we try to force... which one of these two do we try to force through the executioner path? Health, good. Unfortunately, does not give us enough of an indication, like, how much more health is Ezel going to end up with than Huani, right? That's the real question. And we have no idea, especially since stat gains from talent do not show up in the like when you perform a miracle, you get the stats, but it doesn't show those stat gains on the miracle tab, so you have to just, like, we would have to just watch to see how much it goes up by, which really is also crappy. And then we have the secondary question of whether it's worth it to fire someone else to take on the other one too. Because what we could do, since it seems like dark disciples are really valuable. Epic, is this the amount that the class is favored for them? Why does it say epic here? Okay, it says epic next to all of everybody's favorite classes. That might just be because we have such high starting stats on all these characters. Yeah, is it worth it to take Huani to become a weaver and Ezel to become an executioner and boot, like, Nay, maybe? That would leave us with no life disciple, while we take on a person who has knack for life, which is crummy. But the odds that we're actually going to use Nay for anything are pretty low at this point. Like, even in the final battles, we only use Nay because we want someone who is not going to matter to the rest of the battle to absorb damage, right? So we don't need a life disciple at all. I'm gonna try it, I guess. The other thing, we could sacrifice Isma. Isma's good at the job that Isma's doing, but unfortunately, it sort of doesn't... We're sure not using Isma very much. I'm gonna let go of Nay. Nay's probably pretty old too. Yeah, 39. Yeah, sure. We'll just initiate both of these two. Not totally ideal. Okay. So we know we need to put them both in the campfire. And we have so many resources. So many resources. Who else? Okay, you're never going to lose Happy, and you're also never going to get to Ecstatic, so I guess we can just ignore you. You're 4 days off of losing Happy, and you're... bad. You're unhappy. Alright, I guess Ehekatl goes with him. I will say that the managing your disciples' faith to try to keep them above the happy threshold is kind of interesting when you also need to be gathering resources because you have some actual decisions to make. But once you get to this point, it maybe should just become the case that everybody's permanently happy because this is busy work. You know, it's like I said, it's early in the game design period. So we just, I'm just going to go do the really easy battle for the two new guys and get them caught up, get them classed. So who do we want in here? We want Akola. Actually, Akola is still able to get miracle progress. So is Ehekatl. Maybe we want to cap out Ehekatl more. And I mean, Ehekatl is very, very good at his job. Maybe we should be using him more. It's just that CPAC has been so powerful. Wow. We just barely got there. That's kind of crazy. Okay, so Izel is the one that we're going to force into being an executioner. And Huani is well suited to weaving, and also maybe we could use a weaver. It turns out there's a lot of nature disciples at the end, and so dark classes are at something of a premium. And then I guess from here, we just want to keep pushing. Well, Huani can do stuff right now, because Bloodline of the Prophet. Izel needs a little bit more faith. It turns out the best way to gain faith in a god is just to stare into the fire for a whole day. Don't do anything else. Don't even think about doing anything else. So, charisma, right? Am I remembering correctly? Knowledge, charisma, charisma. So this doesn't have any special benefits. It's just that it does damage based on knowledge instead of charisma. This dazes people. Okay, so it really seems like you wanna get some mind fog going. Condemn does more damage. Oh, this might be another one of those things though where they gain. Nope, they don't gain any new text or anything from pluses. Okay, well, still charisma. So Huani goes into, what does our charisma miracle look like right now? Do we need to move? No, we got a reasonable relic in this. We don't need to move anything. Alright, to the storytelling circle with you. And CPAC will not be told what to do. Whatever, just do something, everybody. Okay, so we're going to need to continue gaining miracle progress a little bit here. We just have very little to do. Okay, so we need to gain more miracle progress on Hecatl, more miracle progress on Akola. And then these two, it doesn't help us to put these two into the battle. I'm just going to throw Ansi in, I guess? Isma's capped, right? No, Isma is not capped. I'm going to throw Isma in here. Even though only one of the enemies is attracted to Isma. We can just keep building up that miracle progress while we wait. The most important thing we can do right now is build up that executioner. Don't you give me your totem rally. Hey, Smite, who would have thought? Okay. Alright, so that lets Hecatl cap out. And now we need miracles on 2 more people. You picked up Mind Fog, which is pretty cool. I'm happy to see that as one of the ones that we wanted. Ooh, we could do a war raid. Does Hecatl's last miracle want to be a war raid? Probably, right? Need to push cunning a little bit. There is health from the farm miracles. We do get 2 health. Whereas the war raid does not give that. It gives 1 health. And the violent ability thing, yeah, it's definitely a war raid for Hecatl. And then a totally normal farming miracle for you. Hold on. Make sure that I'm not mistaken here. We are looking for might bonuses mostly. Rend does scale on cunning, which is meaningful. All 3 of the abilities are marked as violent. In fact, all of the abilities an executioner can ever have are marked as violent. So yeah, we want a might scale. We get that War Reaper. It's really important actually that we get dark abilities here. Like Rend is neat, but Rend not doing bonus damage against nature enemies is actually kind of a pain. So we really do want to focus on those dark abilities, which means we really do want to focus on might. And are you willing to be commanded yet? No. Okay, let's try to build people's happiness up. Oh, that's right, we did send off the person who is using the Veilstone. So who wants the Veilstone now? Honestly, it maybe is Izel or Huani. I'm just thinking, like, the chance to leap in front of a morale attack and block it seems like a pretty big deal. It's really nice that they have such high devotion. Who do I think? I'm gonna put it on you for now. Again, like, moving these things around is trivial at this point. Okay, let's go back and start making miracle progress on our other people. Do we want to try... I mean, if the subscribers don't really matter, right? I guess it would be cool to get the Temple of Lust for leveling up our Weaver. So maybe we do care about that. And actually, the Sky Shard is not meaningless. This is the only battle in the game where having the only remaining battle in the game where having a Life Disciple would have mattered. So, of course, I have sent off my Life Disciple. Well, we could go Izel, Huani. I mean, we have a massive we have a massive overall values advantage here. Tangle whenever an ally uses a weird ability, and all of their abilities are weird. They all have Mind Fog. Maybe we want to come back to this. I'm looking for battles that, you know, award us value but don't have a chance, like a realistic chance of failure. So we could play these two. If there's an enemy nature disciple, well, there won't be, because that would be a crazy thing to do right here. Let's just try putting our Dark Disciples up against their Dark Disciples, and then who wants to Ehekadal, I guess? Just run in here and mess some people up. These people do not play super well together. There's no crossover in their abilities at all, which sucks. But... no, there's not really a lot of butt there. That's just bad. It's just unfortunate. But we have a massive, like, overall power advantage. Ehekadal hits very, very hard. Yeah, I think we'll just try to muddle through. The really important thing there was to not bring a Nature Disciple, and we totally did not bring a Nature Disciple. And Huani is already leading us in going first. Wow, that's really not a lot of damage. Ooh, Mind Fog Plus. Okay, that was a good block. Unfortunately, we got a little bit of Mind Fog now. And of course, they both hit. That's incredible, actually. Oh, it's not triggered whenever there is an enemy in the battle who comes up dazed. It's triggered for each enemy who comes up dazed. That's remarkable, actually. Let me guess, they're both gonna... oh no, okay, this time only one of them failed to act. Doesn't matter, it's gonna be enough. We are certainly getting good defies, though. Okay, we got one of them stunned. It's not the same thing, unfortunately. Defy? Aww. Alright, come on, please, please, please hit attacks. Well, that's probably it then, right? Oh? Good defy. It's a good time for a defy. Good time for two defies, even. No, so close. Alright, well, we got, like, severely bad luck out of that fight with both of our people who got a single Clouded Thought, rolling their Clouded Thought on the first possible round. That's really harsh. That was a 1 in 5 chance for each of them, so a 1 in 25 chance that they would both do it. Really, really crummy. Oh cool, a non-wondrous miracle. Okay, War Reaper. War Reaper's a good pickup. And of course we got that War Raid. I am the Fires of War, also not wondrous. And we added another copy of Concussion, which is pretty good. I like the stun. Chance to follow up an ally's rally. Chance to follow up a weird ability is probably a little bit more relevant, given that we just took on a Weaver and everything, and we think we're going to be using him. Okay, so that didn't work at all. Is it going to let me use my... It sure is. Alright, this is the best thing we could do. Just keep burning on that miracle progress. I think Akola... Since we have a ton of nature enemies, probably Akola is not the most relevant character anymore. I'm just thinking like the two nodes that actually matter, the final folklore and of course the final node, are both packed with nature enemies. So we really got to be stretching in that direction. It is not trivial to rebuild your team though. It's like, in terms of time spent. In terms of difficulty, it totally is trivial. We're gonna have no problem at all getting these guys leveled up. I don't think I assigned anybody to a job. Whatever. It is a little disappointing not to have anybody who's ecstatic, just because I got used to the security of seeing that ecstatic face up there. They had to figure out... it would also be nice if you didn't have to do this to figure out who was going to fall out of happiness next. To a certain extent. I suppose it's my fault for not running their approval cycles in an order that's easy to keep track of. So it's Akola is next, right? Yeah. And then, I don't know, people, just whoever. Some of us can't even become unhappy anymore. Alright, so there's not really anything... Yeah, there's not really any nodes that have any value left on them. There's this, but it's hard to conceive of a reason to go after this when we're just going to win the game by the time it would matter. I will say this is a battle where our nature disciples are pretty good. Be able to bust up this guy. Who knows, maybe a rare relic totally would matter. It's like, who would we want to run here? We don't want to run Dark or Ancestral, really. Although, we might actually kill their... We could give this a try, at least. There's some attraction here, so Isma doesn't make a terrible play. And then... It's so hard to know whether this Divine Disciple is actually going to matter. Right, because it could totally be the case that this Divine Disciple just gets murdered during the first round, with Ansi like agile clawing him before battle and then agile clawing him again right at the beginning. But we definitely don't want to play Dark. So it would be like Akola, probably, if we were going to just try to play it safe. I don't hate that. And Akola has Nature Soul. Yeah, sure. Let's give it a try. I'm not saying that we'll get it done, but while we wait for other stuff to come off cooldown, and like, if we got the rare relic, it probably would matter. It would probably be something we would use. Wait, is Isma faster than Ansi? Really? Huh, I'm surprised there wasn't a jump in front from the Life Disciple there. Oh, retribution. Okay, that wasn't that much retribution. Ansi's pretty good. If Ansi gets to attack, in battles where Ansi is allowed to attack, Ansi does a lot of good work. The core problem is that sometimes she doesn't. Sometimes she's not allowed to attack. Alright, show me something good. Who do we have bless this? CPAC, you're our most powerful morale damage priesty type character. Okay, you made a dope skull. It's your father's skull. Oh. Gain might and health whenever an ally uses a violent ability. That's actually probably pretty good. I don't know who we want to put that on. Actually, what we probably want to do is make sure that it's available for every battle. So we'll move that around a lot. We'll slowly burn through our stock of offerings. Honestly, probably Probably we will never see the end of this pile. I should probably have somebody, and it does not matter at all who, go and get us some more bloodlust. So we're ready for a war raid miracle when it's time for a war raid miracle. And then... I don't know, man. Whatever. Okay. And let's knock out the really easy one again. Not a lot of rewards to be had here. Isma. So you do get to this point where you're just sort of... like, the process of training up a character, unfortunately, takes a little bit too long relative to, like, I think how much there is to do in the game. Maybe you're supposed to have beaten the game before this cycle of initiates. Like, I just screwed up our pacing badly enough that now we're doing an extra cycle past when they thought we would be playing. And that's why the pacing feels real weird right now. Maybe. Okay, come on, Juani, let's see some wondrous miracles. CPAC begins to grow gray. Not ideal. CPAC is very good. Okay, and then... I don't know, man. CPAC's permanently happy? No, he's not, but he's happy enough. No, permanently happy. Who's not permanently happy? You... okay. Coddle could use a little bit of a refresher on the wonders of the campfire. And, I don't know, Ansi? Kind of, like, whoever, whatever. We cannot... Can we assign relics from these screens? Yeah, I'm trying to figure out, like, when does it make sense to go after new stuff? It's probably not. It's probably not worth doing a battle we might fail, right? So we want to put up Izel and Isma, and we could also go Akola, I guess. Just like maximize earned charge here. This should be fairly effective. Isma is attractive too. Yeah, like really good attraction for us here. Yeah, that should work. So then can we assign... Let's see, whenever your allies use a violent ability. So his stuff is mostly violent, your stuff is all violent. I guess we try putting it on Izel? Izel's got a thing already. Try putting it on Akola. No, you cannot equip relics from this screen. You know what? I'm not going to bother. We got this. From a resource standpoint, there's not really a good reason not to equip it, unless you're talking about my time and patience, which are limited resources. I don't want to go back to the last screen. Wow. Well, that was pretty alright. Sometimes I think we underestimate how alluring Isma's body really is. Alright, let's see that wondrous miracle. Nope, that's not wondrous. We're just losing stats, man. We're just missing stats. And you got Contempt, which is totally fine. Plus Charisma, plus Knowledge. I mean, that's not really even a choice. Alright, so Izel goes to the farm. And now, from here on, Izel will be able to do war raids, if we want. And Isma is all about the hunting miracle, right? Yeah. Works for me. Looks like Akola needs to spend some time really thinking about the wonders of this fire. Or what the fire could do to him if he's not more devout. Alright, well, here's our next place to earn. So Juana needs charge, Akola needs charge, and also Akola's really good in this battle. And then nobody else benefits from charge anymore, so who do we want to put in? Does it matter? Not really. Ansi. Ansi's good at stuff. Ansi's good at murdering people. We have okay follow-ups in this crew. That's a pretty good way to start a battle right there. Yeah, I gotta say, rebuilding Ansi to be 100% Agile Claw, I think was a really good idea. It's worked out pretty well for us so far. Oh, that miracle progress does start to come pretty slowly, though, doesn't it? Well, we could at least, once we have this, these other miracles performed, we could at least think about new stuff. Okay, Wondrous Farm Miracle. Overjoyed to see it. It's a pretty good miracle. And another War Reaper. Also very good. Give me that might. All of the might. And we got a Wondrous Hunting Miracle. We are absolutely taking the Wondrous Hunting Miracle. Okay, so a copy of Alluring Body. I'm a little torn on that one. Life Date. Use Sensual Touch in the first turn if there's an enemy Life Disciple, or use Alluring Body in the first turn if there's an enemy Nature Disciple. We're seeing way more enemy Nature Disciples in the relevant battles than we are the other thing. I don't know. You two are also people who we want to be happy. We're going to keep those miracles flowing. So the question is, now that we have a couple of levels, we've got a little bit of passive stuff earned, do we want to start trying these hard ones again with our new characters? These guys, I don't know if we're ever going to be able to beat them. Is it because it's going to rely so much on luck? Is it because they can kill us before we get a turn? How's our health on Ezel right now? 22. It's not horrible. We might be able to go, like... What if we went Ezel, Ansi... And then... We have no Life Disciple... You play Huani for the bonus damage? You have Mind Fog, so you at least have a chance... Excuse me. A chance of triggering Punish the Feeble. But we also could put in Isma... Alluring Body will only deal morale damage to attracted opponents, so it won't hit everybody here. You at least have a relevant follow-up from Ansi. Yeah, like, depending on how much damage Ezel is willing to jump in front of, we might be able to pull this off. Get 10 subscribers, get some miracle progress. Or we can just go for this thing, which should be easier. It's tricky with the clouded mind nonsense, but like, put both of you in. Pretty much just try this the way we tried it last time, and then like a coddle or something. Where do we want you to be rushing across to? Chance to entangle when another ally uses a weird ability. I really wish that the numbers were exposed. I'm really bummed out about like how much it says like rarely. What does rarely mean? Rarely is not an actual value. We could give this another try. This is probably easier than that other battle. And like we definitely could have won this the last time we tried it if the Clouded Thoughts had come up a little bit differently. And actually we maybe want... Well, this only hits directly across, right? If we could lock them down and get them to stop delivering dazed thoughts to us, that might be good. Again, we're in a position here where we're not really getting a lot of follow-up. Superstition at least has a chance to go off. That's a rough point against Condemn. Condemn is not weird. Let's try it. Let's try it. We have a chance here. Oh, you know what I wasn't thinking about? Actually, maybe it was right to bring Isma. Well, we didn't want to bring a Nature Disciple and trigger their fog abilities. I was just thinking, with Isma, we have access to a life ability. So maybe it would have been a good idea to bring that for the bonus damage to the Dark Disciples. Come on, guys, let's see some defies and stuff here. No? Nothing? Okay, well, let's not both roll our dazed thoughts, please. Okay. Izel got entangled, unfortunately, but I think this is going to work out okay. Yeah, it was a good crit. Yeah, there's a ton of randomness involved in the outcome of that particular encounter. It would be of non-zero value to us to get the next level here. And I guess to that's another good reason to have everybody doing campfire every turn, just to keep the new subscribers rolling in. I don't know, man. Just campfire. Just campfire as hard as you possibly can. So we're still pretty far off from new disciples, and I don't know that we don't want to wait that long. What I want to do is just build up my my dark dudes a little bit more here. Unfortunately, we're at the point where they are no longer gaining miracle progress at a rate that I consider acceptable. Like, it's very slow going. So I guess we do just keep building up, though, right? I don't really know that there's another move. Okay, so here we want to play our own pair of Dark Disciples, I think. We don't want to run a Nature Disciple, because Wither. Entangle on weird ability, so we want Huani in the middle. We just do the same thing? This is just the same run? I think it might just be. Yeah, and we do a lot of bonus damage to the middle Rainmaker. And Hecatl just, like, hits people real hard. That seems okay. And we don't want to run Isma to take advantage of the life damage dealt by Sensual Touch, because the Wither is too high a price to pay. It does suck that we no longer have our nice 3 people acting before the first turn team, though. Also, man, the Merciless Strike. It has got to stop. You've got to stop doing the one thing you know how to do that is not actually useful. Wow, that's a big crit. Okay, they didn't get the daze at least. But yeah, that was a lot of damage. Hecatl might have to sit down for a minute. It's not the end of the world, since we're past miracle progress. Okay, so the second round here is all nature. I guess good that Hecatl took the big hit. So what we would want to shut down... Which one of these two? Probably you, actually. If we could get the Mind Fog rolling. And then... Who else do we want to run here? Basically just anybody who's not Akola. We could actually play Isma here. Oh, we don't even have the Massage ability. And Seduce does reduce damage. But Alluring Body, going off guaranteed, is pretty powerful. Throws Infatuation up, which lets us feed into Punish the Feeble. This is not a bad group, actually. And if we had a copy of the Massage ability, then it could potentially trigger Izel's Knack for Life. But alright, let's hope to see some actual War Reapers this time. Wouldn't that be nice? There we go. That's the kind of thing we need to see when that happens. Wow. Okay. Fast break there. Come on, let's see that lucky daze. Aw. Not infatuated enough. Infatuated enough that she's not willing to stab Isma, though. That's something. Okay, well, I do believe we've earned ourselves the last Sun Shard. And they're really tough. Huani's getting really close to that next miracle. Is that 2 more encounters, maybe? Okay, what are we short? Oh, we're short a person who is actually in a position to perform the miracle. Right, that makes sense. Okay, so we're going to see a jump up to religion level 9 very shortly here. I'm just going to keep it on these 3 for right now. I want to make sure Izel and Huani are always happy, so when they get the chance to miracle, we can miracle them that turn. If we did a thing that got us 10 subscribers right now, we would get the next level of this next turn. Otherwise, we'll probably get it like in the next 3 or 4 turns. We'll gain access to the Festival of Lust, which will be good for Isma. Because Cunning and Charisma is a really good combination of stat gains. How many Sun Shards do we have? We just have the one. The one Sky Shard. So we're going to definitely want to use it, but I don't know who on yet. And aside from that, we just need to gain progress. And we're getting close. We're getting closer to the point where I'll feel okay going after this. I'm honestly just gonna... Let's just keep gaining miracle progress, right? And on Isma as well. This process would feel very crummy and grindy if we actually couldn't use people who were at all injured. It's like when you take on a couple of new disciples, you really do just want to use them in 100% of battles to try to get them leveled up. So basically what I'm saying is I think they shouldn't fix this bug. They should, you know, change the design a little bit so that this is the intentional design. Let people fight when they're above 80%, you know? Alright, how many subs did we get there? Oh, everybody got 2. All 3 of them got the full 2 subscribers that they were allowed. So here's a question. Do we want to hold off until we have access to the Festival of Lust for Huani? Huani doesn't get a lot of value out of the Cunning. No, it's the Storyteller Circle is probably better. And then... do we want to retrain Izel? I kind of want to let Izel miracle one more time before we do a retrain. Just see what we get in the 3rd slot, and then we'll train the 2 merciless strikes here out. Yeah, let's hold off for a minute on that. So people keep proselytizing. We will get 2 to 4 new subscribers here, and as such, still not be at level 9, but it's okay. We just do the thing we can do. Kola can get in here and guide Izel and Isma to victory. Isma is... okay, we got some attraction available here. So I think Isma is presenting feminine. I think that's what we've seen the attraction attacks be so far. Let's see, we have some follow-ups here. I mean, it's going to have to do. So it's still not super clear to me how we're supposed to know which presentation any character has. Like, we'll see in a second here. If Isma can do damage to this enemy, then they're presenting masculine, and if they do damage to these 2, then they're presenting feminine. Because all of Isma's attacks only hit people that are attracted, right? Yeah, okay, so Isma's feminine. We just don't have any easy way to know that, it seems like. Alright, everybody's very brave. You know, Isma inspires this kind of loyalty. 112 damage Akola just hit for. That's pretty alright. We could see a little bit more of that kind of work from people. Alright, so Izel is performing the War Raid miracle, right? pretty sure that's right. Okay, Wondrous Storyteller Miracle. Always happy to see it. And you get Nightmare and Doom Daze People, or Purple Haze if there's an enemy nature disciple. This has gotta be the right call. These are both powerful. This has gotta be the right call given that the important battle has 3 rounds and there are nature enemies in all 3 rounds. And I think no reason not to use a Dark Disciple in any of them. Yeah, I think that's what we gotta do. Okay, hold on. Do we want a War Raid? 4 might, 2 health. Might and health are definitely the most important things on CPAC right now. And we do just get less of those here, right? But we do get the crit chance from violent abilities, and it's 4 might. So we get the same amount of might on a good one. I think I want the crit chance. Crit chance on an ability that is the right type. Like, that's a lot of damage. Alright. A War Raid for you. Lucky, lucky you. And then somebody should probably go over there and build us up some more Bloodlust. It's like the only resource we still have to pay attention to. Okay, so let's do another easy one. And then after this we can give it a try. It's gonna be a bit before we're built up to that fifth tier of Miracle anyway. Should let's just Capicola out instead of putting a little bit more XP on Isma. I think this'll be enough. Oh, you know, I should have played Isma instead of the Executioner. The Executioner can't gain charge here. What am I thinking? I may have extended the game by a day. Okay, there you go. That's what I want to see right there. Alright, let's see the results of this miracle. Oh, interesting. Akola actually didn't gain progress there. So when you're above the failed War Raid... Oh, come on! Permanently lowers faith. Didn't count as a miracle. Okay, that's good. My big concern there was that was going to, that does slow us down, though. Yeah, man, why does that need to have a chance to happen? Oh, well, somebody go get me a little bit more Bloodlust. Also, lose 25 subscribers. Like, losing followers is... Given how grindy it is to get to the higher levels of religion anyway, there probably shouldn't be a chance that you can lose followers on a thing that's supposed to be entirely positive. That really just, that feels pretty spiteful. And we have no challenges left. You can visit this location again in 6 days. Yeah. We have nothing left except for a thing that we can't guarantee is even doable, especially with Ezel damaged, and a thing that we kind of need everybody on board for. So I guess we're just chilling for a little while. This is a thing they definitely need to take a look at. And this really sucks because Ezel is dropped to neutral faith by the permanent disappointing miracle. And so we're going to have to always be pushing Ezel really hard. Actually, you can only have 2 charges of Proselytizer on you, right? So Ezel can never be happy again? We're always going to be capped at 0 faith now? Yeah, wow, that completely kills the character. And we're going to have to assume that we get no wondrous miracles from here on. And so stat gain is... I mean, I guess the difference is only 2 points of stats, and only one of them is even relevant. Maybe it's not that big a deal. It does suck, though. Alright, well... Can't send Ezel to the... I mean, we're 100% waiting on Ezel here. People just go and proselytize. We got some ground to make up, unfortunately. We can go do the repeatables. Akola and Isma and Huani, get in here. Yeah, that's a real bummer, man. Tab out and check my recording software because I can no longer look over at my preview monitor and see how long I've been recording. Okay, I mean, Isma's not here really to do work. Isma is here to watch and gain Miracle Charge. You can still gain charge from this battle. We're talking about a lot of battles before Isma and Huani would be at 5. I'm willing to try stuff as soon as Ezel's at 4, but who knows how long that's going to take. Before Ezel's willing to participate in the game again. Yeah, so... Well, a bunch of people can't even get sad anymore. Oh no, we have 3 people assigned. That doesn't actually provide Miracle Charge anymore, it seems like, so I guess we don't really have anything to do. Yeah, this is crummy. Totally normal farm miracle. Okay, interesting. Smite and Judgment. So Judgment just overlaid one of my smites, which sucks. Follow up dark abilities or chance to smite when opponent rallies. I mean, that's definitely the way to go there. Yeah, we're allowed to do. I gotta keep gaining subscribers. We have a huge amount of lost ground to make up, actually. And we can do this again. Nobody needs miracles anymore, right? You've been capped out for a while. Okay, so put Akola in, because Akola's great at killing these guys. So make things a little bit faster. Yeah, the failed war raid is absolutely brutal. It probably shouldn't lower their spirit to 0. I'd make them unusable, because it creates the situation that we're in now, where it hasn't made anything more difficult. It just means I have to sit on my hands for a long time. Again, my kingdom for a fast forward button. So if our executioner stays broken long enough for the proselytize charges to wear off, okay, it looks like Ezel is back. So we can never have more than 2 proselytize charges active, right? Ezel is seen a bit as a haggler. That's not appropriate text for having failed a war raid. So I guess we go now, is my point. There's no sense in waiting. And Ezel just hits the farm miracle. As disappointing as that is. Gets a normal farm miracle. Bummer, man. Okay, is there anything of value to do today? Nope. And this is going to reduce our follow-up chances and stuff, yeah, minor miracle. That really, that hurts a character a lot. Okay. Use War Reaper in the second round if there's a dark opponent. There's a dark opponent in one of the 3 rounds, but we can bring a Hecatl and make Rend Raid always happen, so I think we go Rend Raid. Alright, let's give this a shot. So, let's have a look at... Sorry, I guess let's assign the people here. It's important to make sure Izel's stuff doesn't wear off, because we don't want Izel falling to... Actually, we don't want to attack this turn, because a Hecatl really needs to be topped off. Never mind. Can we do one of the easy ones? One of the... Nope. Well, okay then. We're just gonna chill. Okay, so now we can try it. Do we want to use the Sun Shard? I guess we have to think about that. It's possible we'll get another Miracle. If we get another Miracle, it's going to place an ability right there. So in theory, maybe the best thing to do is hold on to the Sun Shard until Izel is all the way capped out. And then we can see what the situation is. Maybe we can replace something with like a level 2 Dark Wind. Level 2 War Wind, rather. So hit chance lowered, but it hits everybody. And it's violent. And it gets pretty decent might scaling. Yeah, the fact that new abilities overwrite your Sun Shard abilities really makes me not want to hit Izel with the shard until after we cap. So we're looking at Izel, Huani, and anybody who's not a Cola for the first round. Second round is... Looking at those, we want to use like our own Nature Disciple. It's definitely Ansi and Izel, and then maybe also Huani. And then for the final round, where we have a Strength 18 Beastwalker to contend with, we want to run, let's see, ideally no Life Disciple, no Nature Disciple, no Divine. So we would run like a Hecatl and maybe CPAC there. Okay, I mean, as a plan, I guess. So to be pretty careful here. Is it a Hecatl on this one, I think? But we could run Isma and get that raw chemistry. It's not terrible. Doesn't give us great follow-ups though. Hecatl can follow up on 4 of the 5 attacks out of Huani, and also just generally does a lot of damage and has high. Oh, and we need a Hecatl for the Rend Raid. Yeah, okay, I like that. Let's try it like this. Just making sure I'm not screwing up my typing. Okay, let's try it like this. Yeah, geez, that failed War Raid took Izel from incredibly promising to like totally a bummer to have to use, and maybe a lot of that's just like bad feelings more than like a numerical reason not to want to use her, but still sucks. Okay, so the enemies are all screwed up. Of course, we get Merciless Strike, not War Reaper, but I think we got it. All right, that was the easy round. Build that miracle progress. So we use Izel and Huani again. We gotta be a little bit more careful. It actually does matter where we're putting Huani. I can't do much about any of this. So here we want to run Isma. Or Ansi? Or maybe both? Maybe we bump somebody else? Huani is very powerful, though. Huani has 35 charisma. And Wither's too powerful. Wither's too powerful not to have on board. And then they're all physical, so Izel with 25 health is pretty good. You only have 15 health, but you're also immune to physical attacks, maybe? Potentially? You with your 22 cunning. It's like, again, I have a little bit of concern over the fact that we have no follow-ups here at all. Punish the Feeble is only going to fire if Huani manages to get Mind Fog off. I guess that's not true. The Purple Haze gives everybody a dazed thought, right? For the first round, at least. And let's be honest, the first round is almost the entire battle. Sometimes it is the entire battle. Not even sometimes. Frequently, it is the entire battle. Alright, let's hope let's hope that Agile Claw... Yes! That was the correct target. That's what I was gonna say. Let's hope that Agile Claw hits the right person. Okay. That went very smoothly. We got lucky and we got the Agile Claw Plus off of her there. Okay, and then we run Izel, Huani, and Hekadal again, right? So let's see. You do have War Reaper in the second round against a Dark opponent, which is a little unfortunate. We don't want to run Isma here, because I certainly don't want that War Reaper going off on Isma. And then we got a Swift Judgment that hopefully will get bodied by Izel. Yeah, I think this is right. Do we want the concussion across from... We probably want the concussion across from Keelan the Exalted. I would love to turn off that nonsense. And then... Yeah, I think this is right. Again, real danger with the lack of follow-ups. We do have the weird thing. We do have Rend Raid going off. And we just have a lot of damage. We're not getting any, we're getting very little, like, ancestral-typed damage, but we don't care about that, fortunately. What are my other options here? I don't really want to bring in Akola for fear of taking too much damage from Helen. I don't really want to bring in Isma for fear of taking too much damage from the Executioner. CPAC is a little on the weak side with age. But... So we do have Dark Soul here. We do have 4 violent abilities, which is pretty relevant. 47 to 50 damage. Maybe that is smarter. And we're seeing a lot less damage out of Hekadal, but we have more chance to block abilities. I guess Hekadal's not like a super strong blocker here. Maybe we do run CPAC. CPAC doesn't have the same health level, which is definitely a concern. 23 health versus... Well, Izel's the strongest one anyway. The healthiest one. So Izel's likely to absorb some of these attacks, in particular the claws. We have better follow-ups this way. We still get Rend Raid. It's just way more damage. Okay, let's try it. Let's try it this way. If you can't tell, I'm very torn, but I think we're gonna try it like this. Alright, come on, Huani. Let's see, First of all, let's see a good block on the Agile Claw. No? Really? Okay, that sucks. Okay, please give me some dazes to work with here. Nope, nobody hit their dazed thought. Nobody on the enemy team ever hits their dazed thought. And Izel has, oh, those guys are followers of the channel, apparently, so that's cool. Okay, we got killed by the die roll there. Like, Izel intercepting neither of the claw attacks really screws things up for us. Well, I think this is very doable. We just have to drive stats up a little bit more. Crummy, man. That's real crummy. New initiates, I have no interest in new initiates. We're close to a level up here, which will be kind of useful. We still have a final miracle to grab on a couple of people. Oof. Yeah, we're really close. Unfortunately, the end is going to just be a process of kind of grinding it out. So that is going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. It's nice to finally be back. Sorry about all the noise and stuff in the background. You know, the dog. We'll be back tomorrow with a new episode. For real, almost certainly another tree might fall over. I'm not in control of that. But unless that happens, we'll be back tomorrow. And we'll see you then.